Stellian, thank you for the bananas in chat. Night Fighter 3002, Harrow 9, Elena Carb, Soundwave Hope, Maurice. Thank you for the bananas. Means that we're live on twitch.tv/Asuma, where we are playing on the one, the only, the Hermitcraft server. Where you... It's hollow! What's this? Has there been... I feel like I've found my thumbnail. I did not know this was here. I did not expect to stumble upon this. I just, being me, the goofball, doing my intro, I was thinking, let's go mine loads of diamond blocks and troll about how they're free and how you can just take what you need. And I find that. Well, welcome back to another stream, peeps. We're live on the twitch.tv/theasuma playing Hermitcraft on a Hermitcraft live stream weekend. What a beautiful thing it is. I got a little bit of morning voice. I streamed yesterday as well. I haven't been on the server since yesterday. This is kind of like my my rest weekend, if you like, or a little bit of relaxation time. So yesterday, I enjoyed my pizza, because we always talk about food on these streams. I enjoyed my pizza. I watched a movie. I relaxed. It weren't too taxing, you know. The relaxing weren't too taxing. And today, I got plans. So I'm streaming and then I'm out of here. So, good weekend. Woo! Love this music. Ah, look, we got a beacon from XP. Got another one. I like how he just leaves it on the ground for me. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I should probably get an AFK session in over at the witch farm at some point, because he's probably going to want to get some more materials. X beacon, yeah, it's an X beacon. XB beaconated. Might actually set that up in the base project area thingy, right? But there's a bunch of stuff I could do today. I made a little list. Yeah, so there was something on here that I'm not sure if I'm going to be that good for on a live stream. Let's go check it out. You see, I say it over and over again, live streams really are for grinding, because it's kind of hard to engage your more creative and decision-making process. That stuff requires you to be like quiet and thinking. By the way, I probably need to chop down 2 trees right here. Can you see how they're right in the way? I'm going to do that right now, actually, because the amount of like rebuilding and cutting down of the jungle I've done this season is kind of silly. You know, if there were a reward for most jungle deforestation and replanting in a single season, I'd win it. I'd win that award. But essentially, I wanted to do a little bit more for this project over here, as I've been using it and enjoying it. How's the weather in the UK, says Eisendin. It is cloudy this morning, which was kind of good because I went for a run. However, you know, where I've been doing my night running, I'm learning that at the end of the day, when your energy's lower, but your body's warmed up, so when you go for a run, it just feels like you get to that kind of runner's high. It all just feels easy breezy, really quick. Whereas when I go for a run in the morning, like I did today, even though I spend my time stretching and all that and moving my body about, I just feel cranky, and it's harder. It's not until, like, you know, 20 minutes into the run that you loosen up. Oh, what's this here? Is this another tree? Because it's a different type of leaf. Which is weird, because maybe that tree was already there, is the idea. Anyway, let's keep chopping. Because these are, what I was getting at is these are trees that I planted. So anyway, went for a run, and yeah, didn't really enjoy it like I had done. So my next run would be tomorrow. But I think I'm going to go in the evening and keep that in mind and like, you know, pay attention and see Is that the case? Because if it's going to be like that every time I go for an evening run, it just makes sense to go for evening runs because they're easier. You just, I don't know, it feels like your body's like halfway knackered, so you don't feel the crankiness as much. Something like that. Or maybe you're just more limbered up from the day. Cool, so anyway, let's read the noises in the air. We got HCF1234 for 4 months. Stream time is my happy time. Me too, me too. Thank you. Trek12035 is here for 2 months. We got RH Golf 44 for 5 months. Quantum Boss for 4. And Monkey Mode here for the nation, saying T in capital letters. My friend, thank you for the reminder. Hot cup of tea here. Ooh, oh, it's still too hot. Another 5 minutes and that'll be good for sipping, I think. Grandy Knight says evening runs are better as your body has had a chance to stretch and move throughout the day. Morning runs, you're still stiff from the night before. Yeah, that seems like my assessment of this right now. And it's weird because I used to run in the evenings and then I sort of switched to running in the mornings, and sometimes in life you just forget things, right? Like, one of the things about maintaining a healthy lifestyle and fitness and all of that is that you do have to just change things up, right? Like, you can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's like with workouts. Every like month I build a new workout routine because you just get bored of doing things in the same order and the same way. So you keep changing it up. And, you know, I've changed when and where I run. And you just do it because you get that feeling like, oh, I don't want to keep running in that same old route, so I'm going to go this way today. And then it's like you start running in the morning. Maybe I already learned this and then just forgotten it. Like at one point I was like, oh yeah, running in the evening is way better. But then you change things up, probably because of winter. Winter's the biggest reason that running gets interrupted. Because every winter I stop running outside and then maybe have to relearn the old lessons, because I used to really look forward to running in the evening at summer, and then I just kind of put it off this time round and kept thinking, nah, it's not like what I'm going to do. Anyway, enough waffling about that. It's what I always waffle about, right? I'm looking at chat, by the way. I'm just looking for a question to get going on. How did the gardening go, says Mr. Long Ears? Just fine, just normal. I enjoy it, just a bit of moving about outside. Oh, jeez! No! No! Oh, I felt like I got away. Where'd that creeper come from? It's like the middle of the day. There's no... Creepers, they just got a magical way, haven't they, of ruining your day. A magical way of ruining your day. That's so annoying. That's so annoying, because where on earth did it come from? It's the middle of the day. I even managed to dodge, and now I gotta go run around, collect some materials to repair that. Great, thank you. So I need some dirt and leaves. Ugh. Ugh. Ken Ben 6 is here for 2 months. Thank you, Ken Ben, appreciate you. Oh, excuse me. Also, official Jaden is here with a donation saying, hey Asuma, so apparently some of my friends say you're my dad because I'm known as J Suma Void online. So, hey dad, I guess. Also, thank you so much for liking my drawings so far, as I love catching all your streams live and on YouTube. Cool, dude. Thank you for the donation, man. Appreciate it. I always enjoy a bit of fan art. Where are we at? We got, we need some more leaves. We got Archangel here for 5 months. Thank you ever so much, Archangel. By the way, if I sound like I've got a bit of morning voice, it's because it's the morning and I've got morning voice. Listen to that deep, deep morning voice. Oh dear, I've just gotten out of bed. It's actually quite deep. I have to force it up to normal. X, did you ever play Warcraft 2, says Tolvinar. That's an interesting question to be asking at this particular point in time, my friend. I feel like you know the answer to that question. I feel like you know. Goes over there. Go into here. Dirt and yeah, and then repairs. Yeah, repairs. We're doing repairs. Also, why have I got terracotta over here? There we go. Did you know that one of the prizes is a bark imprint on Iskal's Omega Tree of Doom? Ah! I saw the bark imprint thing, but I didn't know what it meant. But now that you say it like that, it's like, oh, I see. Now it makes sense. A bark imprint, hey? We got a noise in the donation here from Sumin Shizen. With a donation saying, love listening to the streams while I deforest the area around my base on the LPM2 server. Oh, cool. Hope you're enjoying it over there. Yeah, it's gone off to a great start. I'm looking forward to some of the stuff that gets added later in the season. Some interesting things planned, but I shan't say no more. But yeah, thanks so much for the donation, dude. Appreciate it. So yesterday when I had my pizza, I watched a movie. I picked one out. Right, I am amazed at the amount of like indecision / choice paralysis. Okay, like sometimes when you're out, you know, at a friend's house or with the family or whatever, and the TV's on and there's a movie. And it's like, oh cool, watch this movie, and you just enjoy it and all that, right? But when you're on like Netflix and searching for stuff online, there's this endless war of movies, and it puts you in this really weird state of mind of like, oh, I hope I picked the right movie and all of this. And I found myself doing it again, just spending way too much time like overthinking it, probably. Illusion of choice, says Salty Hanneman. No, not the illusion of choice. The choice is there. It's not an illusion. It's choice paralysis. It's where you get given a whole bunch of options and then it makes you feel uncomfortable about picking the wrong one, right? So there's actually been scientific studies done on this, and they find that people, when they get like 1 or 2 or 3 options, are not satisfied as with, I think, like 4 or 5. But then once you start getting beyond a certain point, then all of a sudden it becomes too much and it becomes less enjoyable. So, like, imagine someone puts, like, 3 movies in front of you and you get to pick one and watch it. That's probably pretty easy. You'll be like, let's go with that one. But imagine someone puts, like, 20 in front of you. Then all of a sudden you're starting to, like, oh, will I enjoy this one more than that one? And maybe this is just something that affects some people more than others, but it's a known thing. And I suffer from it. I actually really prefer sometimes just having your decisions made for you, because like it's like going in a restaurant and having a big menu of options and just umming and ahhing constantly. It's sometimes I'll have that and just forget about it, you know. Whenever I go to an ice cream parlor, says Jay Heimer. There you go, yeah, loads of options. Then all of a sudden you're thinking, oh, what if I get this one and don't like it? Whereas if you went in there and it was like vanilla strawberry chocolate, you'd probably be like, you probably know which one you're going to pick. For me, it'd be chocolate. Love chocolate ice cream. So we've got the remnants of a previous project over here. Interestingly, that soul soil, potentially could cause a problem here. It doesn't, but it feels like it potentially could. Right, well, I know what we've got to do here, and I think we'll hang around and get something done. There you go. That's me making this apparently safe. Well, that being said, there's another thing to consider here. Do I want to hook this thing up with a path? Probably not. I think I might abandon. I'm probably definitely going to abandon this as well. This is not going to be a thing anymore. I don't think I'm going to have a path. The only thing that's like missing for this is a landing bay. And I really don't think there's any way of adding. I could maybe add a staircase somewhere. Where are my rockets? Here it is. Okay. If I seem unfocused and uncoordinated, then I am. I'm just wondering if we can build a staircase that goes down to that bottom area through all of this. Or maybe just a tube elevator somewhere. Now, you see, the problem is we've got a very nice building design. I don't want to mess with it too much. But potentially we could add something somewhere. Like in that corner coming up to there. So then your problem is the water streams. But the water catchment area is probably going to oversized, right? The explosion is there. The items aren't going to go off too far. I reckon we could get away with installing something in this corner. That's what I reckon we can get away with. And if we put it right here, we don't have to change a single thing about the decorations. Although it would then go through the wall, so you'd have like a little opening in that landing area. That could be good. Slight problem, it would be one way if we only had one. Ugh. And this thing, in terms of being central, it's pretty central. That's where the blast is, so it makes sense to put any form of transportation back here. The war streams don't have to collect to this point, do they? They can collect at any point. Let's now look at it from a different perspective again. Okay, I'm going to go up here, drop onto this. So I could have a couple of up and down elevators in that space, or in this space, but we've got the path here. So how far back can we go? I believe there would be the furthest back. So you'd sort of end up with a hole here and a hole there, which not particularly appealing. You could always go through there and then turn to the side, so we could have a walkway. That walkway could even step down into this space, right? And then possibly, just about, we would squeeze it behind this. So if I opened this up, now that's probably a nice place for an opening. Although having it one wide, not as... And then the old voice for symmetry comes to mind. You could put one over here, one over there. Right, does anyone even know what I'm thinking about right now? Do two in one corner and push all the items into a corner, says Swim Boss. I don't think we need to conflate where we're putting it with where the items go. We just need to avoid where the items go. Is this the cocoa bean farm, says Crazy Piggies? Doesn't look like one. Doesn't look like one. We got Mikey playing here for 4 months. Modernity. Here with the Amazon Prime. Thank you so much. We got Beltfed Joe here with the cheers and bits saying, yeah, my job is now sense making. I help business owners sort through the tons of information thrown at them to find the best solution. Oh, Beltfed, that sounds like an interesting job right there. I'm kind of interested in how would you describe it? Like management and operations, logistics, dealing with data, efficiency, all of that stuff like really sparks my curiosity. Sounds like an interesting job. You know, going into a situation and having to figure out like all the ins and outs, what makes something work, and figure out where, you know, things could be improved and whatnot. It's cool stuff. For me. I mean, it sounds terribly boring. When I say it out like that. But to me, that stuff's fascinating. It just is. Operation management, says Tarjari. Yeah, something like that. Okay. So, back to the landing bay. We have our little opening here on the side. I could possibly change this up a little bit. Just the whole shape of what's going on here. To make it more palatable for an entrance. Looks like it would be kind of easy to do, right? So, let's say we come over here and we build a new floor. And then we pinch these two back a bit. Well, actually, I think we probably had it about right first time. Ah, whatever. Not really a fan of just like a little one wide corridor to walk through. But I guess it serves a purpose at this point. Whoopsie. I'd like that back. Jeez, I'm not going to get that back, am I? Right, noises in the ear. Randomly pointless is here for 4 months. Jaster2000 here for 2 months saying, what's your favourite type of tea? Tea is 20 minutes into the stream. What did I say? 5-minute reminder. Where you at, peeps? You've probably thrown your tea emotes in chat and I was just not looking. You know, that's usually how it goes. Favourite type at the moment, I'd say, is English breakfast. Trooper Joe is here, resubscribing for 14 months. Thank you ever so much, Trooper Joe. Appreciate that. We got MRNS92 for 6 months. Incredible flying squid here for 2 months. Thank you for the lovely message, dude. Yamahiri's here with cheers and bits saying, X, great time watching your stream while doing homework. Also, mind doing the morning voice again. I kind of love it. Well, this is the morning voice. I just let my voice go to its deep and normative state given the time of day. Jeez. To me, it sounds awful. Ugh. The tea will help. The tea helps to warm up the old vocal cords. Thank you for your cheers and bits. We've got official Jaden gifting a sub to Sliver. Thank you for the gifted sub. We got Dawn Path gifting a sub to Yamahiri. Well, thank you for another gifted sub. Very kind of both of you. Appreciate it. So we're going to have some like quartz step downs around here. And then turn to the side. And I guess we'll probably space it out so it's like in the middle of that area down below. So this will be the point we need to get the player to. Oh, I love this bit of the song. Dun, 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 dun. I've forgotten what I was doing. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I love it. Right, and the player wants to go there. Can this be removed? Probably not, no. So it's a little bit cramped, but you come down to here. Might just make that a bit higher. Actually, that's about... Is that about as high it can go? Also, this area needs to be free wide. I can never get things just right. Unless you kind of walk into this space and then it's on either side. That'll be how it works. So then we're going to need... probably going to do it like that. So then all of this down here will end up being white concrete. Now I can't walk up to here. So all of that's like white concrete. Oh, it's so cramped and ugly. I really don't like little one wide corridors like that, but it's what it's going to be, I guess. Unless we try and embrace the openness here, like this big funky factory that you're inside of. That is another option. Why does the music feel cartoony, says Phoenix. I wouldn't use cartoony to describe this music, I don't think, ever. So I don't really have an answer for you. It's not the vibes I get. Behind glass maybe, says Rilo K. Oh, that's a good idea. Have glass walls everywhere, yeah. Do I have any white glass in here? No. It could work, we'll see, we'll see. But then here, we're going to need a thing on either side. And then we're going to need blocks. So we're going to need bone blocks and white concrete. Both of which I got in abundance in here. Oh. Just put it back. Oh, did I place it? No. Okay, so that's the wall in the middle. And that's what we're doing. So you can see there's a problem with the water stream, but we'll fix it all later. It'll be fine. Oh, banging my head on something. Right, we've got a noise in the ear from Space Otter 1203 with a prime. We've got Sub Big, Freak Burrito, both subscribing as well, and incredible Flying Squid is here gifting 5 subs to Pokeball, Sparkles, Money 719, Fluff Eagle, and Joker 718. Thank you ever so much for the gifted subs. Appreciate it. Thank you for supporting our community over here. He is always distracted, says TH Aussie. Yeah, I mean, I guess sometimes I'm a little more focused on what I'm doing than others, but... I mean, I literally said at the beginning of the stream, doing grindy stuff on stream makes sense. Doing designy stuff, not so much. Like, what I'm doing right now is not the sort of thing I consider best for streaming, but here we are. I really don't like this entrance. I really want to find something different, right? But you kind of want that parallel feel then as you enter. There's just no room to do anything. It's just a complete afterthought, unfortunately. So yeah, you'll go down here, over there. Then you'll probably have a sign. And I think we're doing it like this. So you walk into that space, and then you've got water on either side. Actually, you won't need any redstone or anything, because the water will be top and bottom right there. Or just the top, so no need for anything else. A light source above would make sense. Let's drink some more tea. Great, now I have Ace of Base stuck in my head, says Beltfed Joe. Isn't that all that she wants is another baby? That song. Good tea. You should try and make an item sort of reach concrete colour. That would be awesome, says Nappy Cute. Great suggestion. Let's keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. That wasn't what I was going to do, but it would certainly be a good idea. So we'll have it there. There you go. It's going to end up looking something like this. It's going to have this kind of feel to it. It's not that bad, actually. I think we'll have to accept that that's that. Okay, so down here we need to open it up. Sweet, the other one's going to land on top of a chest. Great. Can I was going to try and fly through that gap, but then I realised the leaves are all there. Man, we've got a leak over here. Got a leaky leak. Probably need a torch over here as well, right? There we go. Alpen Glow Up is here for 3 months saying, "Morning, hope you're having a good day so far. Extra streams always cheer me up." Glad to hear so. I'm having an alright day. Been for a run, had a breakfast. Feeling a little bit tired at the moment, strangely. Usually I start to get energized around this time of day after I've eaten. So anyway, there is something that I wanted to talk about, okay? Serious. It's time for some serious discussion, people. Right, you know. Something's been weighing on my mind, okay? Alright. I know some of you don't like this stuff. You're like, oh, X. It's too serious. But look, I watched a movie. And, you know, it was entertaining and I wanted to talk about it, alright? Okay, I don't even know what that was. That was me attempting to be funny and be a troll. And it just wasn't. It's definitely the morning. My brain is just not 100% in the slightest today. It's like maybe not even 90%. I need to hop over there. Now, I watched a movie. We were talking about choice paralysis, right? Anyway, I did pick a movie, and I chose to watch The Green Mile. Okay, I hadn't seen this movie, I think, since it actually came out. Right? It's one of those movies that most people see and agree is amazing. And it's a classic late 90s movie. So, like, best era of cinema, I think, for just the natural style and ambience that, like, gets me is that kind of late 90s, early noughties. Lots of movies around that era just kind of do it for me. Just by their style and tone and whatnot. And The Green Mile certainly had that, although it is a movie, you know, that kind of focuses on an older era, let's say. But the way the movie's shot, it's got that kind of pace and feeling about it. And I really enjoyed it. That's what I will say. Let's go get some grey concrete so we can sort that out. And some kelp. Green Mile is definitely in my personal top 10, says Daniel Dickens. I don't know if I'd put it in my personal top 10, but it's definitely one of those movies that is a top 10 movie. You know, without a shadow of a doubt. It's phenomenal. It's really fantastic. It's the longest film, says El Bugaton. It's not, actually. It's not the longest film. I think you'll find there are longer films than The Green Mile. The other one on my list to watch is Schindler's List, which is even longer than The Green Mile by like 5 or 10 minutes. I've seen that one at least twice, I know that. But again, a very long time since I last saw it. But The Green Mile, I don't actually think I saw that since I would have been like a preteen kid when that came out. So I must have been really young when I first saw it. And what I did not remember in the slightest was the supernatural element. Like, I remembered it all being about him being a good guy and this bond being created and how sad the ending is, like. But I totally forgot there was this whole supernatural element. So when I saw that when I was watching the movie, it was like, it almost like it became a new movie to me again. I was like, I have no idea where this is going to go now. And I loved it. Yeah, Tom Hanks movies. Tom Hanks, absolute legend. No doubt about it. Done so many unbelievably great movies. Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. We got the kelp. That's good. I really enjoyed it. It was fantastic. One thing though. Oh, is it a Stephen King book? Or based on Stephen King? Oh, right. Okay. It's not a horror movie though, is it? But anyway, one thing I noticed is, man, the impulse to pick up the phone is ridiculous. Just constantly feeling this need to like check my phone. I hate it. I'm like, I've got to get past this, but yeah, I didn't actually end up looking at the phone that much. The only time I'd let myself look at my phone is if I wanted to look up an actor on the screen, because there are a couple of them there. It's like, I've seen you as a old person now, because like they're still in movies today, right? So I looked up a bit of that, but that was about it. Man, the impulse to look at the phone, it's so bad. I want to work on it, I think. I need to work on it more, because I'm aware of it, and then I kind of watch myself doing it, but now I feel like I need to maybe take more steps just to get rid of that impulsiveness. It's so silly. Okay, actually, we're kind of not ready to use the kelp. Like, again, talking about how I don't really like doing design stuff on streams. There's just so much thought that needs to go into everything you're doing. So right now, I really need to think through all sorts. Like, how big's this room going to be? What's the layout going to be? We talked about potentially doing some sort of item filtering system. Now, for 16 blocks of I was going to say wall. 16 blocks of concrete. Can you tell it's the morning? Oh my word. Oh my word. So, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I was going to say it's 19 because of the shape of the water streams above, so we know that. So we could put a filtering system over on one side. So let's say we're going to abandon the idea of this being an entrance, which I think would be a smart thing to do. We then just need to think about where's the water going to go to, and then it's going to have to go across the back of the room so we can have it all sorted. So all of this here in the middle will change. That's for sure. We've just got a whole bunch of junk now to move about. Over here, apparently. This is my junk chest. Ben Hop suggesting Norseman on Netflix. I watched the first episode of that and it did not make me laugh. I'm like that sometimes with certain types of comedy. It just don't work for me. Gorilla Samuson says, X, it's already 10 and you're still tired. Yeah, I'm just feeling a bit sluggish this morning. I suggest Better Call Saul on Netflix. I've watched the whole of that. That's a brilliant show. Man, people on Twitter get angry at stuff, right? I remember seeing Better Call Saul was trending, and the reason it was trending is because people were like angrily tweeting, "Oh my god, this show is so corrupt. How did Better Call Saul not get nominated for an award and all this kind of stuff?" And I'm like, it's just an award show. Like, jeez, man, some people get so upset about stuff like that. Yeah, I gotta stop going on Twitter and looking at what's trending. It's just always people just unbelievably angry at stuff. And often like creating the argument of some fictional person that they're now angry at. Like, oh, these group of people say this, rah rah rah, I'm angry. Oh, just, ugh. It's just unhealthy. That's my big issue with it. It's like, keep seeing stuff like this. It just seems so unhealthy. Unhealthy way to engage with the world and with others. X, do you listen to X? Do I listen to myself? Is that what we're saying? Football Twitter is the worst, says DVGan. I'm not surprised, man. Like, one thing that when I used to work a more laborious job, like, the people there just ribbing each other about football. So, like, just unpolite and constantly going back and forth because they support different teams, and it's just like, this is just like, I don't know what you call banter. Oh, it's just banter. Anyway, online you'd expect that stuff to be so much worse. Strangely enough, whenever I go on the football part of Reddit on Reddit, it's like relatively polite. People are good-spirited towards each other. Hey, where's my white concrete? I just put it away, didn't I? I need a few blocks to tidy up after me. Why did I do that? Oh boy. You are hanging out with Slow Sumer today. I shouldn't be doing this at all. I should be over there grinding out the mega project. Like, this is clearly not what I was supposed to do today. Like, my brain just isn't functioning. In fact, I might head over there and just do grindy stuff and chat, right? Maybe that would be smarter. At least I made some, like, groundway over here for what we're going to do. We've got a bit of a plan. I think he meant to ask if you were listening to XXXTenation. Well, there are lots of artists out there with, like, X in the name. Like, you could have meant Exhibit. You know, like... Just say who you mean. Oh, it works like that, doesn't it? It works like that. Well, well done, me. Well done, me. I thought I was being smart. I was like, I'm gonna make the sand drop down. These peeps are gonna be like, yo, that X is clever. Look at him. He's using gravity to solve the problem. Oh no! Just make me look like a silly goose, don't I? Just like a silly goose. DMX, yeah, there's another one. Static X, exactly. Exactly. Do you like the Indiana Jones films, says Lenik? I love them. I love them. I really want to watch Temple of Doom again. That's the one I've seen the least out of all three of them. And I think I will watch that movie again. I was watching Chris Stuckman's movie reviews on them recently. That's a really, really great way to, like, enjoy a movie again without actually watching it. It's like watching video essays or commentary on it. Because I'm the kind of person that, like, loves stuff like that, but there's so much of it out there. There's so many movies. And I think there's something to be said, though, about watching really good cinema again multiple times, or just consuming, you know, like, more variety. I always try and, like, you know, watch something new, but it's not like the worst thing ever to watch something you've watched before, right? Especially if it's a really good movie. It's like, it ties, I think, into just choice paralysis a little bit. But if you go watch a classic, a movie you know you love, you know you're going to have a good time with it. Like, I really want to watch Volcano again, which is not a good movie. But everyone's got a movie like that, right? That they love that, like, is not considered a good movie. That you can just go watch and have fun with. I love Volcano, says Clark. Yes! Thank you. Podcast called We Hate Movies, or their second We Love Movies. Definitely worth a listen. So what's the difference there? Like, is one, like, against, like, negative review of movies and the other one's positive? I actually got a podcatcher on my phone called Antenna Pod for Android, and boy oh boy has it got a really, like, good interface and easy to use, and I like everything about it. It's got AMOLED black support, which is just something I didn't expect to see, because I have a screen type like that, and I set mine up to take advantage of using black theming, and it just means you save more battery power, which is kind of cool. This all right here that I'm sort of filling in might actually get changed about, I don't know, but let's get rid of the water. Anyway, it had that, which was a bit of a surprise, but that's got nothing to do with podcasting. Anyway, it was super easy to, like, find all the podcasts I follow, so I put them all in one place, and I might just start using it a bit more. AMOLED screens are really nice, says Diablo Jogger. Well, I like them, and they're also a little bit more economical with the fact that the black on the screen is not using the screen. So I have a black wallpaper desktop. I use all the dark and black themes on the apps, and it just boosts the battery life, which is cool. Worst idea of all time podcast where they watch 2 grown-ups every day for a year. I mean, interesting concept. I remember there was a video that kind of went viral through, I assume viral through like more like, you know, Facebook families type circles, right? Of at least that's where I saw it. Of these guys commenting on like people who go out for a walk or a jog in the park, and they're talking about it like I think it was related to social distancing as well. They're giving it that commentary edge, like, oh, we're getting a little bit close to this other person. No, they've made a turn to the left, and yeah, just adding this like sports commentary layer to just people doing ordinary activities during the lockdown, which I thought was funny. Right, it sounds like it could be a comedy like that. We've got noises in the ear. Divine Stag is here for 5 months. Got any exciting things planned for the upcoming weeks? I mean, personally, lockdown. That's what I got planned. Jeez. On the channel, not so much. Maybe some more variety over here on the streaming side of things. Belt Fed Joe is here for 4 months. Thank you ever so much, dude. I felt like we read that one out. And Miss Grimmy here with a Prime. Appreciate you. Thank you for your support. Abby does streams. Says, what genre of movies do you like? Definitely dramas. Like, I'm most drawn to character arcs and you know, character development. That's what makes a movie for me. I do like horror for like more kind of like scenario driven stuff. I like a bit of action adventure and kind of a bit of anything if it's good, but the main thing that I'll go for is probably drama and character development. Like, I like a lot of more indie movies that are along those lines. Thriller is good, says Turtle King. Yeah, thriller is more of like an accent though, right? Like it can be a horror and then it can be a thriller. It can be a drama and a thriller. Like, it's, unless I'm missing something, thriller is more like the the energy of the movie, you know, is more on that, like, on that scale. At least that's how I'd interpret it. Like, you can have like a psychological horror or a psychological thriller. Get a beacon for the instant mine. I mean, I literally got one at the beginning of the stream, right? This is easier. Just digging out a hole is what I'm going to do today, okay? I am not going to do any more design stuff down here because I'm just going to goof it up, I know. Also, who's liking the music? A little bit of Glenn Stafford with the Warcraft 2 soundtrack. Thriller is suspense or psychological. Yeah, it is, isn't it, actually? Yeah, those are 2 types of thriller, I guess you could say. Because this is thriller night. Ba-dum bum 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 bum. Ba-dum bum 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 bum. Okay, enough of that. Pure thriller seems to be spy / crime / horror. That can be quite diverse though in itself. But yeah, I know what you're getting at. This is the thing with genres and words. Same with music. It's all a little bit ambiguous sometimes, but they're helpful. There is a difference between terror and horror too. I've never seen terror described as too much of like a movie genre before. Like, now I think about it, I don't really recall seeing terror as a category off the top of my head. Terror movies. It doesn't sound like a thing. But I guess maybe it's just a way to say a more extreme horror. But I was like deep into horror like some years back. I think it all started with like Hellraiser maybe. Hellraiser and getting into zombie movies. Just the sound of zombies just sounded so silly to me when I was young, but I didn't like fully know what they were. It was just like, that sounds dumb. And then my mates got me to watch Dawn of the Dead with them, and then I was just like immediately like turned around. I was like, that was awesome. Just the whole way it created this like scenario. That's what I love about the zombie movies, the scenario, like the apocalypticness and the way they're so slow and morbid yet absolutely terrifying, because like all hope is almost lost, you know. Hellraiser though, Hellraiser was a movie I must have seen as a kid, and it like terrified the life out of me. And then when I had my first job and had money, and me and my friends were always like buying movies and watching them and hanging out, I kind of like rediscovered Hellraiser, and I was like, oh, this is that thing that I saw when I was a kid, and I brought it and just loved it. Used to do all the quotes as well. We'll tear your soul apart, and all those other ones. Such a crazy movie. I think horror branches into scary movies and creepy movies. That's what horror is, the scary movies, right? Movies can be scary for different reasons though. So sometimes what's scary about a movie can be like psychological scare, as opposed to monster creature jumps out of the dark at you scary. Those can like border on thriller territory when it comes to like the old categories and whatnot. Okay, right, we're gonna head out of there now. I do not want to do any kind of design work. Okay, we brushed with that a little bit and it was terrifying. It was literally, I'm just going to put everything in here because I'll need some of this stuff for later, right? Yeah. Gonna actually want some chests for the next bit we're going to go to. We'll leave the hoppers here. I'm starting to need the toilet. I had a feeling I'd need this. And it's yesterday's pizza. And I really need to go. Oh, I never had to go to the toilet in a live stream. I've never had to go. But right now, it really feels like I can't hold it back. Peeps, there's 3,300 of you watching. There won't be as many when I get back. I'm going to go. I have to. I can feel it. It's one of those ones. It's time. I need like... Actually, I need to make like a be right back. Okay. Hang on. Oh, we're breaking history. Never in the history of Hermitcraft have I need to go to the toilet in... Oh, this is going to be the stream book and it's going to get written in it. Oh, no. No. Hermitcraft live stream book day. Let's put 09/08/20. Alright. This is history. Remember this historic moment. I'll be back as quick as I can. Bye-bye. Oh, oh, I'm back. I'm back. I feel so relieved now. Oh my god, there's an Enderman in here. Like, what if it looks at me? Does that work when you hold in a book? Don't know. Right. Sumo went to the loo for a number 2. Is that a bit too crude for this? How many viewers have we got? Apparently I got the same amount. I need to go refresh that, right? Let's refresh that. I want to know how many people... I was thinking of a rhyme. I came up with a rhyme, but then I forgot what it was. Apparently we've still got the same amount of viewers, right? What does everyone in chat see? I've gained viewers. You gained 100. That's what it felt like. Oh, derp. Oh, now I've got to press the dirt button. Okay. Let's do this nicer now. It's a day, isn't it? Stream day. I just laid a hermit log. What? Oh, crude. Crude. What are we going to call this? Like hermit journal? We call it hermit logs. Asuma went to the loo. Did a number 2. When I got back. Now what rhymes with back that's like the viewers went up or how do we say with a rhyme? Went to the loo, did a number 2. When I got back, the viewers had stacked. That's pretty. Stacked is a good one. I don't think it's the best one, right? Lost track. But we've gained viewership. Increased. So what rhymes with that, maybe? Or in my absence, the viewers something. When I got back, I was almost an Enderman snack. See, if you can reverse engineer this, right? Like, the viewers did not leave. The viewers went up. What rhymes are up that's like when I got back? While I was gone, the viewers did not something. The viewers didn't subtract. So what would rhyme with the tract, right? My view count was intact. The viewers stayed strong. While I was gone, the viewers stayed strong. That kind of actually works. Went to the loo, did number 2. While I was gone. That's probably the best we got right there. Ah! Oh, but almost on one sentence. When I was done might be a good word to find a rhyme for. The viewers didn't tumble when my belly decided to rumble. That's great. I might reverse engineer that. Went to the loo, did number 2. Now that's probably the better way around. The viewers did not the views. I think it makes sense to say the views. No, it's viewers. It's got to be. Viewers did not tumble when my belly came to rumble. Went to the loo, did a number 2. The viewers did not tumble when my belly came... Oh, it's not quite the right flow. Or does it? The viewers did not tumble when my belly came to rumble. You just got to get that when in there a little quicker. Went to the loo, did a number 2. Because you're on the beat, you've got a bit of space in those lines. Went to the loo, did a number 2. The viewers did not tumble when my belly came to rumble. Kind of like squeeze it in. Yeah. Yeah, good flow. It's got good flow, peeps. Okay, it's got good flow about it. Jeez. When my belly did rumble. Yeah, did doesn't sound like the right use of language though, does it? Sometimes you can get away with that, especially if it's like a bit more slang sounding, or you're like fitting the like you're. See, I listen to a lot of rap and hip hop, and like it's really fascinating listening to how language gets kind of used, right? So like you can get away with using stuff that doesn't sound like proper English, but you've got to like have it stylized, or you know, distort the words to fit the flow, and sometimes that can sound forced, and sometimes it can be exciting. It's just the nature of the craft, I guess. Oh, I feel so relieved right now though, like. Just, and the viewers have gone up. That's what's hilarious. Let's go sleep the night away. Okay, Anna Bomb Banana has gifted a sub to XX and Anna. Thank you for gifting the sub. Wilmox has subscribed with Amazon Prime. Belt Fed Joe's here for the donation, so you don't have to read this out loud if you don't want to. I mean, it's an interesting idea, but we got the book to pass on today, okay? But we could also pass on a hermit log. It's so crude, I might have to do it. Just X goes crude for this live stream today, okay? See, we're calling that the hermit log. Now let's call that the See, what's funny about toilet humor is that it's not actually that funny, but because it gets like a reaction, because it's just crude, it kind of is. You know? That's how it is to me. See, like Alpenglarp says, X, I thought you were mature. See, that's what's funny about it. It's like, it just instantly like goes against all of that. It's hilarious. Hermit. Oh, it'd be funny to see whoever's next, which is Joe Hills. Joe Hills will appreciate the poetry. That's for sure. Dash is here for 2 months. Vern Jolf is here subscribing. Thank you so much. We got Mark Guards with those cheers and those bits saying, roses are red, violets are blue. I wasted 5 minutes because Asuma had a poo. Oh, thanks for the cheers and bits, dude. Appreciate it. Oh, it's a poetry bash today. It's a poetry bash in here. Alright. Avatar is here with a donation saying, when I came back, the view count was the same. It's actually gone up, but that also doesn't rhyme. But thank you for the suggestion. Appreciate you. Looks like this area hasn't been loaded much because there's blocks from last time we were digging. Spunky Monkey 24 here with cheers and bits saying, X, hope you're well. Kids love watching you. Can you say hi to Chris, Amber, and Bailey? Hello, everyone. Did I just do it? Thank you for the cheers and bits, Spunky Monkey. And to everyone out there watching, hope you're enjoying it. We also got Anna Bombonada gifting a sub to Orange 77777777777. Ah, so many sevens. Jeez, is that your favourite number? If it's not, I'm concerned. To be fair, if 7 is not your favourite number, how many sevens is that? It looks like it's more than 7. Oh, ow! I was counting sevens. It looks like there's about 11 sevens. We've got Def Dealer YT here for 15 months saying, oh boy, it's been a while. Welcome back, dude. Thank you for 15 months of support. Appreciate it. Whew, so much grass. Ah! Where are they coming from, eh? Where are they coming from? I am going to have a bit more tea. BC Pig says, will you build anything floating in the sky like drones? I got a bit of an itch to do a sky base when I was thinking about like what will next season's base be, right? But then I came up with this colossal idea, and I just don't know if I want to do it this season. Like, sometimes when you have an idea, it's good to just do it straight away. I feel like the game sound is a bit too loud compared to the music. That's a little better. And you know what? I would have all the resources to do it. The problem for me is, part of how I build a base is that I put farms in it, and I have that Minecraft progression tech tree kind of motivation to put all the things together. And I don't think I could do a base just for the fact of like, oh look, it's my base that I live in, right? So that's why I'm thinking next season I'll do that. And I don't like the idea of starting over in a season. It just seems so false and not what I want to do. So anyway, I had this idea that I might do like a floaty base next season, because I don't think I've ever actually done it in the sky base. But then I came up with something just awesome. And if I were to do it now, you know, I'd have all the infrastructure and resources to do something really cool. But I just wouldn't have the motive to fill out the base with all the things that it needs, because that's how I play Minecraft, right? Like I want to build farms and all of that kind of stuff. So it's gonna be for next season, but boy oh boy is it gonna be a good idea. Are you excited for the results of Remix by Ellie Beatmaker? I don't think I actually, I don't think I've ever caught those things. It's a pretty cool thing to do for the music making community. But I don't actually like follow that, so I don't know. I mean, hey, if it produces some good songs, I'm always down to listen to a good tune, right? Okay, we've got noises in the ear from Sumin Shizen here with a donation saying, even the most mature of us have to be immature sometimes. Absolutely, yeah. Totally. A little bit of immaturity is fun, you know? A little bit of immaturity is fun, I like that. Thank you for the donation. Mrs. Shivers is here subscribing, and a Bomb Banana is gifting another sub to Monkey Boy 2007. And Estrelid is here with the cheers and bits saying, X, if you had a chance to visit anywhere in the world without the worry of money, etc., where would you go and why? Oh my goodness me, there's things that I want to do. I tell you what, when we get to post-pandemic status or whatever, and traveling and holidays is normal again, I think I'm definitely gonna take time off YouTube, like maybe like a whole month or more, and travel or something. Like, I've been trying to make it more of the thing to go on holiday more, and I've been mildly successful over the years, but now more than ever, like once something's the option's totally taken away from you, then you realise like, oh. Anyway, some of the things I want to do is like tour the States, but I kind of like would love to go anywhere really. Like the world's full of so many beautiful places, and I feel like I'd be doing a disservice to say one thing when there's so many things out there. But like New Zealand is a very beautiful place I'd like to go see. Egypt and the pyramids, there's just so much out there. I wouldn't know how to pick. But yeah, post-pandemic, man, I need to go on some sort of adventure holiday or something. Peeps are pointing out that my shovel durability is getting a little low. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Come to Canada, says Runius Havoc. Hey, Canada's another place, like pretty much anywhere. Like, why would you not want to go to somewhere and see what it's all about? It's yeah, it's the world, full of beautiful places. I think I'd also like to go on a walking holiday. That sounds like a lot of fun. Where you just find some beautiful, you know, routes and trails to walk along. What is your YouTube schedule, says Ajiva. Most of the time it's uploading Hermitcraft on Mondays and Fridays, and then Snapshot in the Week on a Wednesday. It always gets shuffled about every now and then. Like it's been shuffled about this week because of this and that. But when we get post 1.16 development, it'll just be 2 episodes of Hermitcraft a week for a while. And I'll probably have a bit of an instinct to change from that, to want to, you know, up the amount of videos that I'm doing, but I'll have to avoid that instinct. I'm going to stick to 2, and maybe even try and make, with a little bit of extra time, those 2 episodes, you know, better than they'd normally be. But, you know, like, not uploading on a Wednesday doesn't really give me a crazy amount of extra time, because Snapshot video is only a couple of hours in a day. And the zombies just keep coming out of somewhere. Look, another one. They just keep coming from somewhere, don't they? It's that social spawning they're all doing. What do they know about social distancing? That's what we need. We need our zombies to socially distance at the moment. Light up your base, says Blaze Time. Yeah, I need to do that, don't I? We've got a noise in the ear from Negative Panda, who's here for 18 months. Thank you, Negative Panda. Appreciate the support. Zed Wolf is here for 7 months. Thank you, Zed Wolf. Appreciate it. I can hear groaning and moaning over here somewhere. It sounds like they might be the other side of the wall, thank goodness. Here's another thought. I might put blocks down at this level right here on top of all the other blocks that are here. So that there is a, you know, like a pallet, I guess. I don't know what block it would be. Probably something very like stone bricks. It's very accessible and easy. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if people made us fan art of Asuma sitting on the loose as Salty Halaman. Now that you've said it, it's gonna happen. Oh, goodness me. It'll probably happen now. Oh dear me. Oh dear lord. I love it though. I love it when people make fan art. They make something out of these little moments that we have. Like, I got some fan art of me, you know, being a strider, shooting my bow, saying get glowed. It was awesome. That moment has been like immortalized in a little bit of fan art fun, you know. It's wonderful. I cleaned out my bowels and drew in more crowds. Almost works. Damn was taken. Almost works. And you can kind of merge or like, you know, twist those words a little bit to make it kind of work. You can make gravel paths and grass for the rest of the floor. I could, but it's just a basement. It's like I don't even know what I'm going to do in this space at the moment. It's just going to be a place to do like redstone-y stuff or whatever. So it's probably not going to have like much of a layout, I guess is what I'm saying. My goodness me, there's a lot of this stuff. And a lot to be collected as well. What are your plans for area? Will you make a football field? I know I'm not going to make a football field. The plan was to create like a big warehouse where I could just come in here and have loads of space to do something and not have to think about fitting it into a tower, right? So more experimental sort of stuff will go over here. I also like the idea of other hermits coming over here and doing stuff, but like, you know, you don't play this game thinking, oh, I want to go build in so and so's base, because that's their base, you know. They don't want people coming over and building in, like, you know. I'm not really going to appreciate someone coming over and building a tower in the middle of my base, right? Because it's like my thing that I'm working on. But if I have a designated area for that, then maybe, but I don't think it's the first thing that comes to people's minds, right? So, probably not going to go anywhere with that. Cheese! Cheese with the cheese! There it is. What about a place where you try and recreate other people's building styles? It's something I could do, it just doesn't sound very interesting to me, like, to do that. But anyway, if any other hermit was ever wanted to come build in someone else's base, this would be the sort of place they could do that. Ghost blocks seem to be more frequent since the update, says Amoogles Doodles. Yeah, you can blame me for that one, ironically. Because they got fixed, and then I discovered like the whole... I forget the details of it. It happened last season on Hermitcraft, right? This whole pillaring down, and there's like this desynchronization between client and server, and so I reported it, and it turned out it would be a trade-off between ghost blocks. Like, you have one or the other, basically, and they fixed it, and ghost blocks came back, and that's it. It's one or the other in this game, and it's currently ghost blocks that are in. Zadaf is the kind of person to come into other bases and build. Yeah, Zadaf is, actually. And Joe, I imagine Joe would be up for that as well. Hello Hermits, my name says, do you have any tips for building big buildings? I've always built small things and I can't. And I want to start building big, but for some reason I can't. It's hard to get things scaled up well. I think if you're going to build big like I do, you need to sacrifice detail. See, I sacrifice detail for scale. So, if you look around here, like, there's a lot of repetition. There is a focus on shapes and simplistic palettes of material, right? If you want to do like B-dubs on this kind of scale, you're going to suffer from too much detail. So it's like playing to your strengths a little bit. When I picked this style to do, I kind of knew that it needed to be big, bold and simple. And then that way, it was far easier for me to actually build at this scale. So if you want... Thanks. So if you want to build big, just think about like what is the purpose of what you're building. Okay, because if you want to build like you know, super detailed medieval thing, you'll find that the scale doesn't work very well at this size. You're going to do something more industrial, maybe you've got a chance of making that work, but you're going to need to skip out on the details. Dude, golden guy, go away. Now you get glowed! And that's why we have those arrows, because it's so cool to see stuff glowing. You're an easier target now, buddy. Now you're dead. Okay, there we go. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-la-na-na-na-na. Or you can go to green and just build half of the building. Right, you're saying you could just build half of your big building. I think you should aim to build the full thing, right? I mean, I imagine Green by the end of the season will have built the full thing. Crescent Panda says, there's a reason large-scale builds are usually done by big teams on creative servers. Yeah. That's another thing, you know, if you want to build big, are you going to do it survival or creative? See, I like the end result of creative building. That's, you know, most of this stuff is just done in creative first, but I can't just do pure creative Minecraft. Like, I feel like you need this motive, this reason. Survival is that. It's environment to exist in. You don't exist in it in the same way when you just teleport and fly around with creative. Although, to be fair, survival's gotten a little bit more like that as it's gotten easier over time. And you can fly around with your elytra. Little ocelot falls down. We got noises in here. We got a Red Senpai here for 2 months, Vegistry for 21, and Christmas Plastic. Thank you ever so much. Appreciating your support. Swiggity David says, why does everyone in Hermitcraft have nice soothing voices? Probably because we've been doing this for a long time, right? Plus, you know, if you're in Hermitcraft, you've probably got some form of success to get going and establish a channel. And that tends to be a good component of having a good channel, right, is a good voice. I, you know, encounter channels every now and then, and some people just, you can kind of tell, like, you wouldn't say to them or whatever, but they just sort of don't have the voice for it. But, you know, that's like, we're here because we're creators, and one of the things that makes a creator get established and get going is usually having a good voice. Warcraft 3 OST, says KLFS. It's Warcraft 2, actually. Versalix says Grian doesn't, and also Stress doesn't, and more. Well, there are different types of voice, right? And also there's preference, so yeah, you might not put them in the soothing category, but there are other things that are appealing. You know, that's what I'm getting at, right? Like, a voice needs to have something for, you know, the listener to like and gravitate towards. Okay. Training your voice takes time. X improved over the years himself, says Red Tab. Yeah, totally. You're not just gonna wake up with, you know, a sort of talky voice. One day you start doing the talking and you learn and you figure out and you grow. Bam. And we got a crazy amount of this done today. Crazy amount. You sound exactly the same as you did in Season 3, says Unicorn Warrior. Yeah, I'd say perhaps most of the mannerisms and identifiable tropes or whatever of my voice were probably there by Season 3. But I feel like, for me, I've gotten way more comfortable with everything that I do since then as well. Like, oh, I tell you, back in the day, recording like stuff like everything, actually. Snapshots are the more likely culprit because I have to clearly articulate information. But everything I used to record had so many takes. If you go watch an episode of Hermitcraft, like Season 3, right? I don't know for sure, but I'm speculating a little, but if you watch one today, you're probably watching about 70 to 80% of what I've actually recorded. Maybe even less than that. Maybe more like 80 to 90. But like, everything I recorded took like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, and sometimes even more than that. I used to find it so, like, just trip over my words all the time, and I've just figured out over time how to get into a more like flow kind of state with things, where you make sure your mind's in the right space and you don't overthink talking, and then you can just bam, record, and there it all is. But yeah, back then, like, oh, just the amount of stopping and starting with the recording was ridiculous. And yeah, like I said, the only reason it really happens anymore is because snapshots, you've got to properly articulate the information. So if my language is a bit off, it can mean what I'm saying means something different. So I have to make sure it all makes sense and sounds good. Whereas if it's Hermitcraft, it's more casual, you can get away with that, and the nature of the content is much more casual anyway, right? X, you become more confident with speaking to the audience, says Anna Bombanana. Yeah, that as well, yeah. Definitely. We've got a noise in the ear from Glitchart here with a subscription. Glitchart, thank you for your subscription. I appreciate it. Right, the question is, do I want to do more of this or start doing something else? We'll do a little bit more for now. Actually, I'm going to remind myself what's on the list of things to do, right? Oh, yeah. Nah, I think I'm going to crack on with this. For a moment. We will go do one other thing today. It's not going to be exciting. Again, just doing all the grindy stuff all the time on the streams. That's what we're here for. I tell you what, all of this dirt and grass we're gathering, it might be useful for the shopping area, the commercial district, as there's going to be lots of terraforming and landscaping going on over there. So this might end up being like quite valuable for that, which is good. Let's fill up this chest and then we'll go do something different. Do you remember Hermit Wars? I do remember Hermit Wars. I don't get people who grass mushroom islands. The mycelium is a pretty colour. I think you'll find you'll be relatively outnumbered in your opinion there. Not a lot of people like mycelium. Myself included. I mean, it's alright. It's not that terrible, but it's not particularly aesthetically pleasing. And there's not a lot you can mix with it. Maybe I haven't tried hard enough, right? Like, maybe there are blocks you can mix with it to make it feel nicer, but it's always going to feel a little alien compared to something like grass, right? But it's certainly something that people do. You know, mycelium islands are always getting repurposed in that way. And grass blocks look so bright in Mushroom Islands, says Unicorn Islands. Yeah, that's another thing. They get that full brightness like you get in a jungle. Like where we are right now. And that's always quite popular to have that. Assume, are you going to change your skin to a piglin brute when it comes out? I don't think I will, but that's not a bad idea. I hadn't thought of that. I feel like I don't want to overdo the skin changing too much, but that's not a bad one. Although, here's the thing, right? Like, I tend to keep the Doom guy, the bottom part, and match the colour to the face. So, the piglin brute kind of looks like the piglin. And the smarter part of it to emulate is the bottom part of the skin, I think. But I could perhaps match that to a Doom Guy helmet. I don't think I will, but it's not a bad idea. I don't know. I don't want to overdo it. Although it might be a while before we get another mob, right? So maybe I can get out of this Stridesuma skin. I like that idea. Now, the more I think about it, the more I think that could be fun. Because I'm probably not going to get to change the skin again for a while after this. Will you change back soon, guy, says Ozzy. I think you mean to Doom Guy, right? I don't really plan on going back to my normal skin for any extended period of time. I just like embracing new stuff in the game through it. So it'll kind of be like my little gimmick, I guess. Maybe towards the end of this season, depending on when there's another Minecraft update or not. Maybe there'll be a period where I'll be like, right, let's just go back to normal Doom Guy for a while, you know? What is your opinion on the whole scandal that took place about the Donkey Kong World Record, says the coder. No opinion, don't know what that is. Doesn't sound like something I'd be that interested in. Man, this shovel's getting knackered over here. I would like to see a Ramager skin, Asuma. Well, that was a bit late for that one. That was a couple of updates ago. God, this music's so good. I love it. Man, this place is getting pretty epic now with this all being dug out down here. It's obviously so much bigger. All these blocks removed. Wow, the mega base looks rad, says OJ. Yeah, it's starting to feel like it's almost a bit of a shame that it's just going to house a bunch of temporary stuff. Maybe I should think about putting a game in here or something. Because it's like blatant arena size for doing something like that. One of the things I do need to do is build some landing bays just up there. Do I have any stone left over? Let's pinch a bit of stone while we're here. And a bit more grass. Elytra course. That's an interesting idea. Yeah, what about like an Elytra game? Oh, now my mind's thinking a little bit, right? Like, we've tried Elytra arenas in the past on Hermitcraft, and they're fun, but they're kind of chaotic. Now, if there are a way, there is actually a way to fly with the Elytra and slow it down. If you have slow falling with an Elytra, right, then you kind of move through an arena slow and then fast, slow and then fast. There's no middle ground that I'm aware of. A middle ground might be really good for this idea. But anyway, let's say we set up some sort of series of posts or things that you can interact with, right? Trident tossing. Yeah, you could bring tridents in as a weapon. I think crossbows might be a really cool one to mess about with. Definitely got some ideas. Maybe use the target block as well. Like, maybe make it about flying and shooting and hitting target blocks. Definitely got me thinking now. Firework crossbows, yeah, I mean, because they could have explosives as well, which means probably a bit more of an area of effect damage, chance of hitting other players. You got me thinking. That could be built on Cub's Pyramid instead. Let's go. Bam. It could be built in a lot of places. There are actually more designs for this. There were like 3 or 4 different designs that were a bit more built up, and then I ended up like removing them when I built this to the full size. I was gonna go comment on that, and then I was like, oh, there's only one left. Let's go firework rocket. It's actually in there. I just for a second thought that's not going to be in there. It's not a flying one, is it? That's the problem. So you need gunpowder, paper, and a crafting bench. Guess what I've been doing? Okay, then you need slow falling. Slowness, where's slow falling? There we go. And an elytra. So if I go into fly mode up here, I should drift in theory. Yeah, I've got to activate the elytra as well. So now with this, when your rocket runs out, you become more of a target. Now the thing with this is a player going to have a lot of rockets on them, right? Like if you only have one at a time, that might help you become more of a target for the other players to shoot at. Also, to shoot and aim, right, at something, let's do this first person, right? I'm in the sky, I'm going to aim at the target block now, bam. But you become a sitting target when you want to aim. This has got some potential, like this could be really weird. Like now that I'm slow, I want to be able to aim at something. And so me being slow is probably the best way to do that. Ah, okay, right. There might be something to this. So let's go think about this like there are target blocks at either end. Oh yeah, by the way, if you want to make a door work different, like when there's a pressure plate in front of it, right? It's surprisingly tricky to figure out how that could be done, because you think just invert the signal going towards it, but then the pressure plate also interacts with the door, so that's what that was anyway. I was goofing around with that. I had an idea for a game with target blocks that I was going to build over at Tango and Etho's area, but I might just repurpose this thing to become a crazy gaming arena. Oh man, this is interesting. Like, okay, so now we're flying. Okay, we've got a limited amount of rockets, or maybe, you know, maybe having a lot of rockets ain't a bad thing. Okay, that was kind of easy to get close. That kind of looked like a bullseye, right? Definitely got to think about this a bit more. Like, maybe there's a way to stop players getting too close, but the idea would be that you want to hit that from far away. We could look at this like the bullseye is the one in the middle and find a way to... Can you withdraw a signal? Because let's say we do a point system for accuracy, but we do it per block, not per the actual mechanics of the target block, right? So you can put a comparator on those three like that. So you actually want this down here. Now you can also read through a block, so then you can have a grid of comparators like this. Okay, we'll pretend there's one there, but so from here you can take the signal off to the side. You can do that there. And then you can run these out to... There might be a way to actually get those to a bunch of dispensers which could dispense points. So maybe your target is actually like that and you want to get the one in the middle. So you're flying. Now, to get close is kind of easy. You get very close to the target, right? And then you've got to put shots on it. But when you're not flying fast, you're also vulnerable to other players being able to shoot you. You can also preload the crossbow. So you'd come over here and just... and then off again, right? It needs more thought. There's definitely something to this idea, though. With the slow falling, it just becomes that much more interesting, right? We got Anna Bombanana gifting a sub to Annis L1L. Thank you for gifting the sub, Anna. Appreciate it. Martin Parry is here for 6 months. Martin. Clever. Lucas Plays 01 is here for 3 months. Happy 3 months. You are helping me get back into the game I fell in love with when times were hard. Much love. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you for the Prime. Why not have a goalie for each target? You got to think about how players move in this game, right? There isn't like a crazy amount of flexibility to control movement. So the pairing of slow falling and the rockets kind of gives you a little bit of control. And the trade-off that it's easier to shoot at something when you're moving slow is great, because you can create a situation where it's easier to get the player when they're trying to get your target or whatever the objective is. So there's definitely something to that. I'm just not sure what the best application of those mechanics is right now. But there's something to it, that's for sure. And I'll keep thinking on that. Why is this music so dramatic, says Foliage? Because it is what it is. Some music's dramatic. That's the cool thing about it. Dude, golden guy. Again, another one. Flag stealing thing, says Ladulation. Maybe that would be a good way of using it, yeah. The thing is, you know, to go from flying, you'd have to land on something. You'd have to land where the flag is. So, like, one team would potentially camp their flag. So what game rule would stop them from camping the flag where the other player would fly over and land, you know? I'm not saying you can't do it, you just got to think about what are your players doing and what are the incentives for them to do things when you make a game. Wicking, the music is from Warcraft 2. It's the Warcraft 2 soundtrack. It's incredible. Want to have a redstone ribbon tape like in the sheep farm with rotating target blocks, says Big Dog. Well, as it stands, that's something you can use in a game. In this game, it doesn't feel like much of a solution. Like, it's more about... It's a bit difficult to describe, but like the whole hitting the target block thing, it's an idea for does this interact with the flying and the slow falling. Why are all the skeletons in gold around here? Jeez. And I'm not sure that the answer is they do. Right? Like, that's the thing. But there's got to be something to it. There's got to be some sort of thing that you do in the sky that you need to slow down for. And then it makes you a target to the other players. Because when you whiz around with firework rockets, it's very chaotic and not a lot of skill. Just kind of like luck and madness and chaos. And it's also not particularly great for viewers to watch. If you've seen any of the old Hermitcraft Elytra arenas, it's all a little chaotic. It's definitely fun. I did something interesting with being able to pick up items. So you fly around trying to grab these points that are constantly generating. But again, it was mostly just chaos, right? So how do you get from like chaos to something more structured? Well, having the player slow down in the sky is really good. Hit a bell, says Ben GSS. That might be better. Yeah. Then the other players would know where to aim, so you could have multiple bells to create, like, you know, rather than just someone sitting and being like, okay, you're going for the bell, it's like there's multiple ones. So that would be important for players to have multiple choices. You could use tridents, says Mr. Shark. If you had tridents with loyalty, yeah, that could be the weapon of choice. Just have to experiment with it and feel, like, have a feeler for which one feels best for the game. The other thing is, if you hit a hermit with a bow, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to then die or be eliminated, right? So you could still hit the target. Okay, so someone shoots you as you're going for the bell, you just still hit it anyway. That could be kind of pointless, in a way. That's something else you got to consider, right? Like, there's so many aspects. When you're designing a game in Minecraft, there's all these parameters already in place that you would normally just be able to... If you were designing a game from scratch, it could be... You know, we could design it so that the rocket speed, you get a boost every 10 seconds, and you can store a little bit of boost. But that's it, and you can just design the parameters to meet what you want the experience to be like. But you don't have that in Minecraft. You have to play with what's here. That's what's tricky about it all. Well, if you use spectral arrows as ammo, you can hit the target when you're glowing, and you have milk to get rid of the glowing effect. Maybe. But again, like, it just sort of got to the point where, okay, so people are flying around, but hitting them doesn't eliminate them. The damage isn't scaled like that. Maybe there's a way to scale it. That's always possible, but, you know, if you've got a power 5 bow and they're wearing nothing but an elytra, I don't know if that's one hit, one kill. And then when the player dies, the elytra is on the ground. So again, Minecraft mechanics making things difficult. Do you want to stock up tons of elytras and have them despawn all the time? Probably not. So as good as it initially seems, there's quite a few little dead ends here that are tricky to deal with. Joe Hills says you could have a piston-powered obstruction defenders could activate in front of the global target by hitting other targets in the wall. Right, so rather than trying to kill the player, you're trying to stop them from reaching their objective. That is a good solution to not being able to control the players like death or whatever, because then it's like, yeah, then you shut down that target, but you definitely have to put in like a cooldown system, so defense team can't just continuously shut down a target, right? Have to be a coordinated effort. That's an interesting idea. Now, how would that balance with, like, how many players on your team go out and fly and try and hit objectives and how many defend? How big are the team sizes, I then start to wonder. Looks like I'm full again. Free v3, I say, says Daniel Dickens. Yeah, 2 defending, 1 goes out trying to hit the other. There is another option to make more of a free-for-all game, but I'm not sure what the objective of that would be. Look, another one up there. Get glowed! And slowly burn to death. And I hear fire. Fire and burning. Somewhere nearby. Oh, make the arena into an underwater GLaDOS arena. That's interesting. I like the idea of making this down here all underwater, actually. That would just be really cool. Have big bone block walls around the outside. You know, the underwater visibility isn't great, so it kind of hides the scale of things, so that could be an interesting opportunity to do something in itself that is interesting down here. I do wonder what those rockets then work like underwater. Alright, we've got 10 minutes until Joe starts. Just making a mental note there. Yeah, underwater arena down here. That could be a really interesting idea. Right, I think that'll do for digging. I want to go experiment with that idea now. Right, there's always a little bit more that you do. Bam, there we go. Yeah, let's go check that out. Okay, so I'm going to make an absolute mess in here. That's, you know, a thing. Okay, let's... Oh, the lag! The game has frozen, no doubt. Bam. So the underwater visibility is pretty cool, right? That makes it a little bit more visible. Now, we need to go into, like, swim mode. Okay, I'm in swim mode, but are my wings activated? This is the thing. Sometimes you're in fly mode when you're underwater. Okay, so up here, we need to double tap, tap again. Okay, now we're in fly mode, right? So we can traverse the water. I think the slow falling is slowing me down when I'm in fly mode underwater. Okay, I just ran out of the conduit power because I never gave it any other parameters. So now let's go effect, clear, slow. Sumo slow. Oh, I don't have it? Must have run out. So this is how it is to do this underwater. Okay, and if we're not in fly mode, let's get rid of the wings. Swimming underwater is kind of slow. Not sure if speed affects it. Don't think that's affecting it. Then again, I don't know. Let's put that on the clipboard for a second. You know, I could do this the proper science way, but if we can figure it out by eyeballing it, I'll tell you what, there's a much better way to do this, right? I think the answer is no, it's not affecting it. Okay, so next up, Trident. Again, I spend a lot of time in F5. Like, sometimes you're just playing from this perspective. Maybe we have, like, an underwater maze. Maybe just keep it simple. Underwater maze, PvP arena, fighting each other with tridents. Right? Oh, Dolphin's Grace. Now, that... Nah, I know you can probably make them, like, beacons by giving them items, but... I kind of can't stand dolphins. It's too fast, so... Like, this is always too slippery for me. You always just end up, like, whizzing. I think it would make players too fast to hit as well. So if we go super simple mode on this, right? We turn the basement into a giant water-flooded arena. We can come in and build beautiful corals. We can get some prismarine blocks, create a bit of an aquatic basement, and then just turn it into a basic PvP arena, right? I thought there were two of these. There's two of those nooks at either end. There's one of these, so this can be like, at either end, it can be the entrance for the team. You can also sort of see the arena differently here. Then you plunge in and swim around. I think there's an idea there. Just keep it simple, right? People are saying turtle shells, turtle helmets. What does this do again? It gives you the visibility, right? Does it give you the conduit power? Is that what we're seeing? I forget what it does. Anyway, we can put conduits in. Depth Strider boots. Hang on, what am I doing here? Does that affect your swim speed? I know it affects your walk speed. So let's move forward at this sort of speed, then... No, speed doesn't change, does it? It's for when you walk in water, not for when you swim. Riptide is a great idea. What one does Riptide do again? That's the whiz forward thing. Right, so players could have multiple tridents. So then enchant. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I feel like, you know, making a trident game is great because it's already built for being used in this kind of environment. We probably need conduit power for being able to breathe. I think we've got a really cool game here. And it makes loads of cool projects and incentives. Like, we need to farm tridents. We need the enchantments for them. Kralis can help us with, of course. T T4 minus 4x. Oh, Winnie, thank you. Keeping me... Got ya. T minus 4. I was like... For some reason, I was thinking Terminator 4? Like... That's a movie. Jeez. Okay, so... Yeah, this is great. We have to go get conduits sorted out. We need to farm Nautilus shells and tridents. Then the enchantment stuff's covered by Paralysis. We get to build a cool arena. Maybe I can ask Impulse and... Impulse has prismarine bricks. Corals. I don't think anyone's selling corals, but we go farm some coral reefs, build some corals down here, and have ourselves an underwater arena. And maybe we structure it so we have like corals in the middle, and then a kind of more structured ocean ruin place that could be mirrored on either side. So essentially when you're down here you go through like a bit of a mazy type area, then into a big open area with corals, and back into a mazy one. So you could use it as deathmatch, or you could use it as capture the flag. Just stick to the classic parameters of a arena-based PvP game, except it's underwater and you're using tridents, and I think that would be really, really fun. Has someone done that already, though, on Hermitcraft? I feel like someone would have definitely done that in the Minecraft universe. But here on Minecraft, nothing's popping into my head. That doesn't mean nothing's happened, it just means I've got a terrible memory for this stuff. But yeah. Okay, you're in the wrong spot. Alright, let's go grab some food and then pork chops. That's really terrific, that idea, because it gives this thing more of a purpose, this space down here, and it gives me a reason to build some cool farms that I didn't really have a reason to build, like trident farms, you know. Do some water-related farms in the roof. Yeah! Yeah, you know those sort of projects, like a coral farm? That's not really a thing, is it? But yeah, like maybe a sea pickle farm up there. I'm so far behind on videos I'm getting spoiled here. Haha, says Patio. If ever you want to get caught up to speed, there are the recap videos on the second channel of the of my Season 7 playthrough. Alright, noises in the ear. We got Mr. Geister here for 41 months. Subsidy with a donation saying it might be a little late, but after I did a poo, the viewer count grew. It's a pretty good one right there. Yeah, pretty good one. It is a little late, unfortunately, though, but thank you for the donation, dude. Cryan is here with the Prime, and Jay Fizzled is here with Cheers and Bits saying, absolutely love your build style this season. You're a giant inspiration for when I have the chance to play in my own survival world. That's awesome, dude. Thank you for the lovely message. Glad you've been enjoying it. I've been loving it. It just feels like an idea and a concept that's worked extremely well. And it's so easy just to keep building it en masse, you know, like big towers popping up with these simple shapes and designs. So I'm assuming Joe's going to be around here, right? There he is. Okay, pinch your nose. No, I'm not actually going to give him a hint. But here's the hermit log, and here's the stream name book. Whatever Joe makes that. I want to know what Joe makes of that, but I can't because he's streaming and I'm not right now. And you know how it works. You know how it works. I can't watch while I'm streaming. Right, so we're raiding Joe next. It's part of a Hermitcraft live stream day. You can go to livestream.hermitcraft.com to see all of the Hermit's links and the stream schedule and all of that cool stuff. On your way out of here, before we do the raid, hit the follow button. A massive thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated and cheered as always. I appreciate your support ever so much. So thank you. Thank you to all my patrons as well. And I'll be seeing you all soon with another stream or video or whatever. So take care. Enjoy the raid. Bye bye.